Welcome to Salaam Nerds Podcast. We do reviews and recaps of your favorite TV shows, movies, and current events.
Yo, it's the Salaam Nerds. My name is Steve, aka Watson Geek. I'm here with my boy Chad.
We drop live episodes on YouTube on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to all our supporters. Please help us by subscribing and leaving a good review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. All episodes can also be found everywhere podcasts are found.
Yo, Salaam Nerds. This is your boy Neebs, aka Watch with Neebs, and my co-host Jazz, aka I was gonna call him DJ Bear BQ, but he's not here. But we do have Ruzzy on the show. Welcome back, Ruzzy. How are you doing?
What's up, Neeps? I've dubbed myself a Funkle, not because of the Funkos behind me, but because Isabel, the actress who plays Dina, calls Joel a Funkle, a fun uncle.
That's interesting. I actually have a T-shirt that says "Fun Uncle," and
Nice.
it was actually showed on the TV show that I was on.
I know.
Muslim Matchmaker. It's really funny because when the girl said, "Oh, do you have a Funkle shirt?" I got so excited because I was like, "What are the odds that she was asked this?" But turns out the producers showed her a picture of me in a Funkle shirt, so I did not know that. But she was sneaky. She pulled it over. These producers, man, they're smart.
I know.
They're smart. They know how to make these moments. But yeah, let's talk about The Last of Us. We have not talked about this for a while. It's been such a long time since we watched the first season that I forgot everything. I forgot what the clickers looked like. I forgot what they were called. I forgot they were fast. I have no idea what happened with Joel and Ellie and everyone else. I was like, I need a refresher. But right after watching this, I did go and play the video games, and they were so much fun, to the point that I actually ordered part 2 just last night, and it should be here in a day. So last time I did not play the video games, but this time I want to do them both in real time. I want to play the game and watch the show at the same time. So I don't know if I'll do one or the other first. I don't know, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Bro, get ready. All I'm going to say is get ready. You thought the first season and the first part were incredible.
Yeah.
This will take it to another level in ways you can't imagine. So I'd love to see this experiment. I'm going to see if I can try to join you for whatever I can too.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I wish I knew how to do like gaming streaming, because like I would just like stream it and then record myself playing, but like I don't know how to do that. It's like I don't know how to do it with the PS5. Like, do you have to like plug your PS5 into your PC or something? Like, how does that work?
Bro, we're millennials. We don't know this shit.
I don't know how to. I'm too old. I'm too old to learn how to.
Old.
I know. I would just play it on the PC and I'd be like, try to see if that works.
Or have like a camera.
I'll just TikTok live
Just
myself playing video games and see if that helps. Yeah, exactly. That's what people do nowadays. Lots of stuff happened in this episode that I did not expect. So, where we left off, Joel brought Ellie to this facility safely. They were going to experiment on her to find out how to save the world, but she was not going to survive. And then Joel was like, well, if that's the case, I'm going to murder all of you. And so he did. And basically just massacred everyone in that hospital and saved Ellie and told her this lie, a lie that may be the underlying issue of their relationship, which is that they stopped looking for a cure and he got her out of there and everyone else is dead. What are your thoughts about how last season ended?
Well, it's exactly like the game.
Yeah.
and I left. I remember leaving, and so for me, I didn't play the game when it first came out. I didn't even play
Mhm.
like the remastered. I played like the third remastered. So when it was like
Mm.
available on PS5,
Yeah.
and so I got to experience it in a way that nobody else did. And I played it before the show, so like I made a point of playing it, beating it before the show came out. Fortunately, I
Yeah.
was able to do that and also play part two. And so I think like I left feeling that it was a good story,
Mhm.
but there's still something that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh,
That it just felt like why is he why can't he just tell her the truth? You
yeah.
know,
The rubbing you the wrong way, is that mostly in part one, or is it like stuff that's happening in part two?
part one that bleeds into part two. I think part
Oh, gotcha.
two, I knew it was a bigger world,
Mm.
and so um, I didn't know what to expect,
Mm.
but I got to experience part 2 with everybody else. So, like, when it came out, I got to play it. I got it, like, week 1 or whatever it is,
Yeah.
early on, and I got to experience it in a way that everybody else did, kinda like probably how folks in part 1
Gotcha.
felt.
I hear clicking. Are you part of a zombie? Is that the are you one of the clickers? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we need a little bit of fun in here, and I love the
uh
Green Day hoodie, by the way,
oh yeah,
represent.
shout out to Green Day.
Green Day.
Green Day just played at Coachella
I
and
know.
showed some solidarity to Palestine. That was really cool. So I was like, you know what, today's the Green Day kind of day.
Today's a Green Day
So
kind of day.
that's what we're doing. So we meet this new character. Her name is Abby, and she is basically one of the fireflies, I believe. And they are basically just putting all of them in the ground, burying everybody. A literal grave of fireflies, which is Studio Ghibli references. If anyone has seen that movie, uh, yeah. And then she's like, "We're going to kill Joel," and someone's like, "We don't even know what he looks like." She's like, got his description down to a T. Uh, some would say he was good looking even. I was like, okay, damn, okay, girl, okay. She was like, listen, I may hate him, but I'm gonna be objectively accurate in my description. He is conventionally good looking, which I thought was so funny. And she's like, when we find him, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him slowly. Uh, yeah. So I don't know anything about this character, but from what I'm hearing on the internet, is a popular character. People are saying they are supporting her wrongs and her rights.
Get ready. I would say this is the time where you filter out some of your social media.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I was reading stuff and I was just like, everyone's liking her. I was like, wait, she's she's the bad guy. Why are we liking her?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think also, like, introducing her so early in this different way,
Yeah,
I thought was fascinating because I think in the game, in part 2, you just start straight in Jackson. You don't see anything, that happens. You see Jackson and the scenes that play out in the first episode,
mm.
but nothing about Abby until later.
So when we see Abby at the graves and she's talking to all these people, and then we go into Jackson, there's a gap of a couple of years, right? That's not
Mhm.
the same timeline. So I believe it's like
Yeah, yeah,
five
yeah.
years later.
Correct.
Uh, so which is interesting because like, girl, you're holding on to this grudge for 5 years. Like, yeah, he's not telling you the truth, but he also saved your life.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I I, I found Ellie so annoying this episode, but I get it. She's a teenager. She's a young kid. She's supposed to be annoying. They all are. But oh my god, I was like, ugh, you ungrateful brat.
Totally, man. I'm not looking forward to those years. And also, I don't know why she's acting like this kind of bratty teenager. I think
Yeah,
I don't remember that happening in the game to that extent. So
right.
that's kind of new. That's kind of
Yeah.
new.
And this is no hate to the actress. The actress
No,
is
of course.
great, and
She's
she's getting
amazing.
so much
Of
like
course.
unfair hate simply
Yeah, it's
because
not cool.
weirdo dudes are mad that she's not conventionally attractive as a child. Like that's just freaking
It's pretty
weirdo
gross.
behavior.
Yeah,
Weirdo
pretty
behavior.
gross. Yeah,
But the characters, what I'm talking about. So yeah, I get
yeah,
that.
of course.
So yeah, she's doing this training. She's fighting these people, and she's telling them not to hold back. And she's doing sniper training. And then when her Joel or her dad or whatever tries to put her on fence duty, she convinces Tommy not to put her on fence duty, and to the point where he's like, "Y'all are the same damn person."
Yeah, yeah.
Which I think is funny because people who are the same people usually don't like each other very much, which I think is really really funny. But this is where she's just like acting like a brat, like she's getting her way. She's not like letting people uh, tell her what to do, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to do this, or else I'm going to yell that I've been infected in wide open space." To this point where I'm like, "Girl, what are you doing?" It's that part bothered me.
That's so funny. Yeah,
Such a
I think
cheap.
that's where you get like a mix of both Bella and Ellie becoming one person. It seems like so.
I
Like
know.
I feel like any one of them would, either
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
character or the actress would do the same thing.
But a new character that we got to meet and that I really do love is Dina. I thought
Oh yeah,
Dina, the actress that played Dina, kills it. She understood the
absolutely.
assignment. She's really, really good. And I don't know how much we get to see of Dina in the video game, but from what I've read, it's very similar to what happened in this first episode where she leaves her in the convenience store uh, and the stuff that happens in the barn. But we'll talk about that later. But what are your thoughts about Dina?
Bro, they could not have cast a better actress to play Dina.
Yeah.
I could not I had to go back to see if it was like the same actress and it wasn't.
Uh,
And Isabel Merced, I think,
yeah.
did like a phenomenal job. Um, and really just captures just like this flirtatious, like everyone is like she's like the belle of the ball
Yeah.
um, character. Like that's how she is, and you'll get a lot of Tina throughout the story for sure.
It's really interesting because she's definitely like this like extroverted, someone who just everyone likes and gets along with everybody. And then you got like Ellie, who's kind of just like shut out and she just wants to do one thing and she's kind of annoying. And they seem to like, attract to each other and really seem to get along. And you can see her making an effort to bridge this little gap between her and Joel because she knows deep down they care for each other. And she asks Joel, like, what's going on? And he's like, did she say something's going on? She's like, no, but like you can tell. And she tries to be some kind of like mediator, and she does that because she cares for Ellie. Uh, just all around, just a great character, just being just like a good person, which I am afraid of because I'm like, if someone's a good character, if someone is, so if you find a character that you like that tugs at your heartstrings, they may not be around for a long time. So no spoilers, but that's the feeling that I'm getting.
It never goes out well, but I will say this: you'll be pleasantly surprised. Just with the twists and turns and unexpected nature of this journey that we're about to go on. And obviously, like I'm sure they want to keep things
Yeah,
fresh for both video game fans, but
yeah,
also like the TV fans. So who knows what's going to happen, right? I could
yeah,
say one thing and the total opposite could happen.
yeah. No, true, true. All right, so we kind of get like a scene of Joel in post-apocalyptic therapy, which I was like, you know what? That people have just gone through so much trauma. You would think that therapists would be like, a really good job in the post-apocalyptic future. So I get that. Um, Played by the mom from Schitt's Creek, which I was like, oh damn, okay,
Yeah, and Home Alone.
yeah, Kevin's mom, man, that
Kevin.
that is crazy. What are your thoughts about the therapy scene?
I thought the therapy scene was great. I think it's I think the fact that he basically buys for the session through like this, you know,
Weed.
crappy weed, which is was pretty funny. And then I thought it was pretty, it started off pretty light and funny, and the actress, she's pretty funny, so you expect it to kind of go one direction.
Yeah.
And Joel is not one to really open up, not in the show, not in the game. So I were like, what's going to happen here? But then when she says, like, tell me something, what is it you're afraid to say, or something
Mhm.
along those lines?
Tell me,
And
tell
then,
me what you're not telling me. Basically, what she said,
yeah,
right? And then, in order for him to open up, she was like, "I'm gonna tell you something I'm not telling you, and I'm gonna say it out loud that I shouldn't say out loud, and then that
yeah,
is that I hate you because you killed my husband." And this is where I was like a little
uh,
confused because, like, did we see him kill her husband? I don't
totally.
remember who Eugene
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I was like, "Who's Eugene?" Actually, that was gonna be my original, nickname, is "Who's Eugene?"
Okay.
But but I don't know who Eugene is, and I think I watched the after credits, and we don't know who Eugene is. He's just, like, kind of a passing reference that they kinda made a story to, just like Bill,
Yeah.
in his, kind of, lover in the first, season.
Oh, because I was like, okay, because Joel killed a lot of people, so I just assumed,
Totally.
I just assumed there's
Same.
somebody who died in his
Yeah, of
vengeance.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, that makes sense. Because there was a town that was like being carnivores, right? No, cannibals,
Cannibals,
right?
correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where was that? Was that in Jackson or was that somewhere else?
I think it's, like, somewhere in Wyoming,
Somewhere
somewhere
in
else in
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
there's another place.
I was like, okay. I was like, maybe he killed somebody there, and that was who Eugene was. But we don't know who Eugene is. We just know that Joel killed him. We know that he didn't have a choice, and even though she understands why he killed him, she hates him for it, which is like, okay, bet. But that was very strange. Very complex situation for someone to hear. But it did get Joel to open up a little bit. But she, perfect, like, what did you do to her? Almost like, did you abuse her? And you
Yeah,
can see him like crying. He's like, no, what I did was I saved her.
yeah,
And the therapist is sitting there like, I need context. I don't know what that means, but like for
yeah,
us, the
yeah,
audience, we know what that means,
yeah, we know what it
and
means.
we know how difficult it is for him to go through this because he lost his daughter, and now he thinks of her other daughter, and it's such a change in their relationship because he tried to get rid of her so many times, and she says, "No, I want to go with you." The only difference it'll be is that I'll be more scared wherever I am, right? So she begged him to never leave her. And now she doesn't even want to be around him.
Yeah,
All because he saved her.
yeah, it's
And
pretty sad.
it's sad. It really is sad. And it's like one of those things where, like, you know, sometimes parents just take on this burden of being the bad guy when they could just tell you why. But would you understand why? Are you in the position to take in that information? Are you old enough to understand why these things are happening? So you can see Joel going through this like whole thing, and he's trying to make these little, you know, efforts to amend, like getting her guitar restrung and trying to help her in other ways and try to talk to her, but she's just not having it. It's tough to see because we like Joel so much as a character, and we love Pedro Pascal's portrayal. Uh, but yeah, it's just, but it makes us like hate Ellie a little bit more. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, man, I think it's definitely tough to watch, seeing kind of the breakdown of the relationship, knowing where it started.
Yeah.
And I remember the town is Silver Lake, Colorado,
Mm.
and just how that scene where he calls her baby girl, and
Yeah.
like, bro, how can you not be emotional during that? Like that
Right.
was, like, he hadn't called anyone that since his daughter, and so I think watching them go from that, and then exactly how you described of not leaving me, that, like, it's pretty tough. And yeah, it's a show, but, like, it's a very just incredibly well written, grounded, like, just beautifully developed characters, in this show that we're watching, in this world that's being created in front of us. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And having kids, I have kids, like,
Yeah.
You're getting into teenage years soon. I mean, one like preteens or whatever they're called, so
Yeah.
tweens. So I'm you know, it's
The
you don't.
emotional stakes are high. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, totally.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. And we see Ellie like acting out in a lot of these situations where she just like
mhm.
isn't following the rules. Like when she's basically they're going for a recon mission, but she's all like, you know, strapped up to fight people. Like she's not there to just go on a recon mission. She wants to kill people or
Mhm.
clickers, right? And then you have her like team captain saying, "Hey, we're gonna have to turn back," and she's like, "No, we're gonna go in. What if there's a baby in there?" And she's like, "Girl, you know damn well there ain't no baby in there."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they go in, and they have these clickers, and they're doing some really cool stuff, which I assume is like part of the gameplay, like using the glass to trick these people and to kind
Oh
of
yeah.
kill them. And then we meet this like new type clicker, like the stalker infected clicker who stalks people and kind of like is smarter than the normal ones. And we see her just like get in over her head. Like if she didn't have this immunity, she would be dead right now. And like
Totally.
Joel was right to protect her and to keep her away from this. She's not emotionally stable enough to do these things, but she does them anyway. Uh, yeah, she's just annoying the crap out of me this episode, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. I think she's kind of like, I mean, they talk about it later in terms of the moth and the meaning behind it being death. If you believe in that kind of thing. And so I think here she's almost like looking for a way to feel pain, to feel death, because she is immune. And so I don't know. I feel like in part of it is like she's either one using it as a method for numbing herself,
Mhm.
or two, she's just wants to feel. I mean, yeah, I guess it's the same thing. Yeah, it's like a form of numbing, right?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Um, it really like you see her thought process when she gets bit and she looks at her stomach and she's like, okay, people can't know.
Hmm.
So what she does is she takes a knife and she cuts around her bite marks so they don't look like bite marks. They look like regular
Yep.
stab marks and cut marks. And I'm just like, oh, because if someone saw it, it'd be a problem. And if
Yeah.
even if they heal, you would still see like the scars of a bite mark. Uh, so because of that, she had to take a knife and cut it. Like I'm like, oh, that's smart. It's really really smart.
It
And
is.
then she stitched it open, stuff like that.
But you see like a little cordyceps too. So like I'm like, what is going on here? So
Yeah,
I mean, it's different obviously in the game. The game is it's airborne, whereas this is it's fungal. So it's
yeah,
like I mean, it's like physical fungal infection. So
yeah,
but it's totally different. So it raises the stakes in a way that's completely different from the game. So like
yeah,
I think it adds an element of uncertainty for like video game fans. Like, all right, like it's not what we're used to in terms of like the threat perception and what's gonna
yeah, yeah.
happen.
Okay. Uh, then we get Joel, and he had this little conversation with her where he takes a guitar and he's trying to make just try to make amends with her and stuff like that. And then he tells her to go out if she's going to this dance. So she goes to this dance, and I saw that scene where they did the dance from the video game and the dance from the actual show, and it matched like word for word, like basically
Totally.
scene for scene, image for image. It was really really good. Also, back at the grocery store, you also see the employee of the month, and the little dog was the employee of the month stuff. That's also
Yeah.
an Easter egg from the game, which I thought was
Totally.
really, really funny.
Yes.
That was
I
really, really
remember that.
funny. But yeah, we do go to this dance, and earlier in the episode, you see a little bit of like a gay panic that Ellie had when she was helping her put her gun on and stuff, and she was getting really close to her, and she was like, "Whoa, what's kind of going on here?" And I think Ellie didn't know that you know uh, Dina felt that way about her. I think like she was like she had a crush on Dina, but she's like, okay, she didn't know if Dina was straight or not. And then all the guys basically there are probably into Dina because she's pretty and all that stuff. And then Dina just lays a kiss on her, And at that point, someone just goes in and be like, whoa, we're in a church. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like to the point where I'm like, you know what, sir, I agree with you, man. We are in a church. Some things should be sacred. But then he called her the D word, and I'm like, oh man, like damn it, bro. Which is interesting because we see Ellie blow a lid and about to do something that she would regret. But then we see Joel just come in and do it. And then she gets mad at Joel, and I was like, "Girl, you know you were gonna do that. You were gonna
Yeah.
do that yourself."
Totally. Yeah. It's like another moment where you're frustrated with Ellie.
Yeah, you're like, you're the same people. Why are you mad at him? And it was just it's another scene that just like annoyed me. I'm just like, come on, Ellie.
Yeah. I liked how it played out exactly like the game. Like
Yeah,
when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is amazing how they just like replicated it in real life. It's just
yeah,
even Jackson, the town, looks identical to
yeah,
the game.
yeah. The thing that I think is interesting is the homophobia in this game
Mhm.
because it's like the world is ending. There's
It's
zombies,
like zombies.
but you
Yeah.
can't you can't you can't let go of the homophobia. Uh,
Yeah.
but when you think about it, it makes sense because in season one they said that the zombie outbreak happened in 2003. America didn't have this like whole I don't know progressive movement when it came to LGBTQ stuff until Obama became president in 2006. And it wasn't even until like halfway through his second term,
Mhm.
or was it halfway through his first term, that he said he changed his mind about gay marriage, because back in 2003, gay marriage was not legal in a single state in America, and it was illegal in 14 of them. So it's really interesting to me when America acts like they're this standard for progressiveness and stuff. When really, like, bro, if Obama didn't become president, we probably would have just been like 10 years off from like gay marriage being like actually legal. Like, it would have been like, we would be no different than some of the other countries, you know? So it's really interesting to me that, like, in this game or this apocalypse, that that thing never happened. That moment where like the Supreme Court and everybody uh, changed the views on gay marriage, and it became a little bit more normalized. That never happened in the zombie apocalypse. So like at one point you're like, oh, it's a zombie apocalypse. Why do they care about that? It would make sense because it's been normalized to us, but in 2003 it never got there with them. So I could see it being more of an issue in this show than it would have been if a zombie apocalypse happened 2025.
Yeah. What's up, Jazz?
Hey,
Yo, I made it.
welcome. You made it just in time of us talking about gay rights in the post-apocalyptic universe of The Last of Us.
Okay then.
Yeah, my thing is, the real issue why there's that scene where they kiss inside the church. And at first I was like, yeah, I kind of get it, man. It's a church. Like, you gotta chill. But the guy calls her like these slurs, and I'm just like, okay. But you have to understand, like, in 2003, that's where the zombie apocalypse happened. They never had their like progressive post-Obama gay marriage being legal thing in this universe. That never
Yeah.
happened here.
Hmm.
So because of that, like, it makes sense
It's
why there's so much
also
homophobia.
a like rural country. Like some of the survivors are more likely to be on the more conservative end.
Jazz, I
And
think your mic's a little low.
oh, let me fix that.
Yeah.
Better?
But yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
How about now?
Oh, much better, much better. But you're right. It is Jackson, Wyoming. So even if it was 2025, it would still be like this. Great point,
Correct.
Jazz.
Yeah, this Cheney country.
Like
You're right.
not much is gonna change. And like this is not to say that they can't. This is not to like bash on anybody. Like they are victims of whatever they've internalized over the years.
Sure.
And it just takes a lot of time. And I don't think that conversation's going to happen during a zombie apocalypse. People are just focused on survival at that point.
Yeah, it's not going to be like LGBTQZ. Like, they're not adding the zombies to that thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
No, it's just, they don't got time for that. But they also don't have time to clean their pipes, which is where this episode leads off, where there seems to be some kind of fungal or some kind of branches coming off into the pipes into this neighborhood. What's that all about?
You know, drainage is always a problem, and it was the Romans who did it kind of right the first time. And then even beyond that, we've seen societies not do it correctly after that. In fact, London, the only reason their sewage system is decent now is because the designer for the system was like, okay, yeah, we're going to make it this big. And the main guy was like, wait a second, we're going to make it this big? He's like, no, quadruple it. We're going to grow. And if it wasn't for that thought, like, London would be in a similar situation. So city planning is a thing. Don't skip out on your, your civil engineers.
Yeah. City planners, civil engineers, they're all super important when it comes to the post-apocalyptic universe. A lot of jobs that you don't notice, you notice how important they are when the world deteriorates. Like therapists and city planners.
You need a constructed dial.
Yeah.
Right. Turn it up to 10, right? And just magically make things go faster.
Yeah, just like what Tommy and Joel were joking about.
That's true. Oh man. Yeah, that was really funny. What else, Jazz? What did you want to talk about? We did talk about a lot of things, but I want to see if you had any thoughts that you wanted to go over.
Did we talk about Bella and Bella
Ellie.
Ramsey's Ellie, Ellie and the relationship, like how she's becoming the rebel daughter at the age of like,
He's definitely struggling with the teenage daughter who hates him kind of thing. Sucks to be him. Sucks to
be him. Yep.
That's why you got to be a funkle.
I know. After like he saved her to destroy the entire world, he could have saved the entire world, but he was like, "Nope, I'm gonna save her because she's my world."
But in Ellie's defense, he lied to her.
Yeah,
he said that they couldn't have done anything. And when she asked about the fireflies, he's like, I swear, everything I said is true. And Ellie didn't really say anything beyond that. She kind of just accepted it. But I think she got the feeling like, he's lying and he did the bad thing, even though it was for me. But like in her mind, because she's so young, she hasn't really figured out that it came from a place of love and not something else,
But what parent hasn't lied to their child?
Okay, yeah, but do not forget, Ellie was born after the zombie apocalypse. Like, she didn't grow up in that world either.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't get it. Like, so what? He killed a few people. What murders? He's the best guy around.
I mean, it's the trolley problem, essentially. Like, do you kill one person and save everybody else, or do you kill everybody else and not make that choice?
Right, and then it gets more difficult when that one person happens to be your daughter, right? It becomes an issue.
That's the trolley problem, always, yeah.
What if the zombies are driving the trolley? Brains.
Yeah. That's so funny. I saw a meme once where there was like a little toddler and his dad put like the trolley problem in front of him, and there was like one girl on one track and then 4 on the other track, and he told them what to do. So he takes the one girl from that one track and puts them on the other track, and then have the train run over all of them.
Never saw that video.
I was like, oh, he's gonna save her and then make the train go the safe way. No, he just ran over them all. Yeah, kids. Oh man, but yeah. I I don't know. I'm excited to see what next. What are you guys excited for based off of the previews and the stuff that you saw? Because it's going to be insane.
I mean,
It is
I love Dino.
going to be insane. I
I love
Dino.
Dina too. Everyone's
Yeah.
telling me they love Abby though. I don't know what's the big deal about Abby,
Bro.
but apparently Abby's going to be the best character in the entire show.
We'll
She
see
will
about
be.
that.
Her plot's going to be plotting. So that's what they say.
If they
Yeah,
hold true, then yeah.
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 I like the hunters, Wolf, Isaac. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of really interesting things coming, really dark stuff in a way that, the show hasn't explored. And you do see like they go to Seattle. So that's a part I love in the game. It is just,
Wow.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like such a, like a massive world that seeing it in TV form is just so incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I
a
don't know.
great exposition episode. Like,
Yeah.
I know they threw a bunch of things at us, and people were like, where does this person come from? Why is this happening? It'll all make sense, I promise. They're
100%.
following the game. They're doing a good job of it.
I just want to know what happens to Eugene. And I know he's not in the game, but I just want to know. I need to know what happens to Eugene, bro.
Totally.
Who's Eugene? I want to know what actor plays Eugene. What if they get the guy from Schitt's Creek to play Eugene? That'll be so fun. Just to see them as bad.
So funny. Catherine O'Hara and
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara.
the Leavys. And the
Yeah.
Leavys. Yeah, Eugene
That'd be
Levy. Yeah, that'd be
so
hilarious.
funny.
Oh, that's actually a good, like, a deep cut, man.
right.
What is it? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty,
Eugene
that's
as
pretty solid.
Eugene?
Eugene Levy. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, Eugene as Eugene Levy would be so good. Oh my God. If only.
What if this is actually a prequel or a sequel to Schitt's Creek? They
It
had
could
Schitt's
be.
Creek there.
Oh,
And
their kids died, and it's just Eugene and
It's
her.
just Eugene and Catherine O'Hara, and then Catherine O'Hara is the sole survivor of the four of them.
Yeah.
I'm so sad David died then.
David probably turned to Clicker, and she was like, "Ew, David." And then he ate her.
Then he ate her.
That's my headcanon.
That's the
love it.
headcanon now. Okay,
I love
yeah.
it. Headcanon's great. Yes.
Oh man! All right. I think we talked about everything in this episode. Anything else you want to wrap up before we wrap up this episode?
Vote for Pedro.
Yeah, vote for Pedro.
Okay. What does that mean? Is he running for office?
No, didn't you remember the Napoleon Dynamite shirts?
Oh, I do, but I thought you meant Pedro Pascal. Like I thought he was going to run for some kind
Oh,
of
he
office
is.
in the
Yeah,
zombie
I mean, he
apocalypse.
might as well. He should. Yes. He's president of the world. He's Mr.
Speaking of which,
Fantastic.
I did like how they had a little court system with little like
Mhm.
which called Board of Education courtrooms.
Yeah, a little commission,
Yeah,
little council situations, a
where
little
they
democracy.
interrogated her. Yeah,
Yeah, it was great.
that was
And
that was pretty cool.
you'll see the problems of democracy on a micro scale at that point.
It's always fun on a micro.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I can't wait for the other episodes and see how all that ties in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Jazz, you missed my joke. In the episode, we see Abby in front of all the graves, and I was like, "It's the grave of fireflies."
Bro,
Right?
get out!
I had to repeat the joke. I
Get out!
had to do it for Jazz. I had to do it for Jazz.
Get out! No,
They're literally the grave of fireflies.
it's relevant. I get it. I see the connection, but
Yeah, right?
no.
Oh man. All right. Well, we'll end on that note. Thank you everybody for checking us out. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We will be doing The Last of Us every Monday till the episodes end, and we're also still doing the season finale of Daredevil: Born Again. So check us out
Wednesday.
Wednesday for that. Yep, with the same three people. And we also have to do an episode of Deli Boys. We still got to do Deli Boys this season and capture that. So we got a few things to do.
We should bring on Sagar and Ali.
Such a
we
great show.
should. They're doing so much promotion. They're probably sick of promoting
Awesome.
this. But
Yeah.
once they have a chance to breathe, well, we would love to have them on.
Yeah, we'll do a second episode with them, and then do a recap episode first. That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll do a recap episode first, and then we'll get one after that. But guys, thank you for visiting us. Thank you to all the new followers that we have. Thank you for all the people who watched me on Muslim Matchmaker and sent me super nice and sweet messages. I just found my other folder, and I was
Oh, on
like,
Instagram?
on Instagram, and I just went through them, and I was like, oh my god, all these people said so many nice things about me. So I didn't get a chance to thank them all, but thank you everybody. I really really appreciate it. And if you have a chance, yeah, watch Muslim Matchmaker on Hulu. It is still on there. I show up in episode 4, and get myself in a little bit of trouble, but it turns out all right for me. It turned out all right for me. All
And
right.
then definitely come back and listen to the episodes of Muslim Matchmaker on our podcast, just so
Yeah.
you have the full
Which I-
context of what happened.
Oh yeah, they end very abruptly, and they don't give you everybody's ending, but we do on our podcast. So don't forget to check that out. But thank you guys for subscribing, and don't forget to also tell your friends. And until next time, guys, Salaam, nerds.
Peace.